Good morning. In the last video, we had started the chemical properties of alkanes. In that one, first reaction we had completed, substitution reaction. And now the remaining chemical properties we study now. So next one is oxidation. So oxidation, that is two categories are given. First of all, it is given combustion. Combustion, you know that alkanes are hydrocarbon. Alkanes are hydrocarbon. So when any hydrocarbon is burned in the sufficient supply of oxygen or air, it will form carbon dioxide and water vapor. And if limited amount of oxygen is there, it will form carbon monoxide and water vapor. And if very limited of oxygen is there, it will form carbon particle and water vapor. So just to listen, when alkane is burned in the excess of air, it will form carbon dioxide and water vapor. If the limited amount of oxygen is there, it will form carbon monoxide and water vapor. If very limited amount of oxygen is there, it will form carbon particle and water vapor. So let us see how we can write the reaction. So first of all, this methane burns in oxygen, that oxygen excess amount is there. So this will form carbon dioxide and water vapor. Carbon one atom, one molecule, hydrogen 4, half of the 4, 2. Now 2 to the 4, then we can multiply it by balanced. In the same way, if you take ethane is burned, this will form carbon dioxide and water vapor. This excess amount is there. Carbon 2 atoms, 2 molecules of carbon dioxide, hydrogen 6, half of the 6, 3. Now count the oxygen atom, 2 to the 4 plus 3, 7. So how we can make it 7? We have to multiply by 7 by 2. The whole equation we can multiply by 2. Then 2C3H6 plus 7O2, it gives 4CO2 plus 6H2O. So when the excess amount is there, the product will be carbon dioxide and water vapor, and reaction is exothermic, it is depleted. Now the next one is limited amount. If this methane is burned with oxygen in limited amount, so this will form carbon monoxide and water vapor. Carbon 1 atom, 1 molecule of carbon monoxide, hydrogen 4 atoms are there, half of the 4, 2. Then 2 plus 1, 3, 3 by 2. Whole equation can multiply by 2. Then 2CH4, 3O2, it gives 2CO, 4S2. Now next one is ethane. Methane we have seen, when the methane is burned in the limited supply of oxygen, it is forming carbon monoxide and water vapor. Now ethane, C2H6, limited amount of oxygen is there. This will form carbon monoxide and water vapor. Carbon 2 atoms, 2 molecules, hydrogen 6, half of the 6, 3. Then 3 here, 2 here, 5. Then you can write 5 by 2. Whole equation you multiply by 2. Then 2C2H6 plus 5O2, it will form 4CO, 6S2. Now next one is very limited. If the very limited amount is there, the product will be carbon particle and water vapor. So this methane combined with oxygen, very limited amount, this will form carbon particle and water vapor. So carbon 1, 1, hydrogen 4, half of the 4, 2. Now oxygen 2 already balanced. In the same way, C2H6 O2, this will give carbon particle and water vapor carbon 2 atoms, 2, hydrogen 6, half of the 6, 3, oxygen 3, you can multiply by 3 by 2. Very limited. So you can multiply again by 2 to remove the fraction sign, because when we write a chemical equation, we write the whole number. So this is first one is the combustion. Now the second one is given catalytic oxidation. B, that catalytic oxidation. Catalytic oxidation. In catalytic oxidation, reactants are same, but when we change the catalyst, then product will change. So this catalytic oxidation, first of all, it is given that when methane or ethane and oxygen is passed through the copper tube, then corresponding alcohol will be formed. So the first one, when methane or ethane mixed with oxygen passed through copper tube at high temperature, that corresponding alcohol will be formed. Corresponding alcohol means if you take methane, that will give methanol. If you take ethane, that will give ethanol. So this methane combined with oxygen, this copper tube, that 100 atmospheric pressure is there, and temperature, that temperature we will take 473 Kelvin. 473 Kelvin. So this corresponding alcohol will be formed. So this will form CH3OH. So just to see, only oxygen is not balanced. Oxygen 2, here only 1. So we can multiply it by 2. Now it is balanced. In the same way, if we take ethane and heated pass through the copper tube, same condition, 473 Kelvin, 100 atmospheric pressure, that will form C2H5OH, ethanol. Now it is balanced. So this is the first one, catalytic oxidation, when methane or ethane mixed with oxygen pass through copper tube at high temperature and pressure. So you are getting corresponding alcohol. So methane will give methanol and ethane will give ethanol. Now the second one we take molybdenum oxide. When methane or ethane heated with oxygen in presence of molybdenum oxide, corresponding aldehyde will be formed. Aldehyde will be formed. So in that one you have seen copper tube, alcohol, but here you will get aldehyde. So first of all, methane is molybdenum oxide. So this methane mixed with oxygen, this molybdenum oxide is there at 100 atmospheric pressure is there, and the temperature we have to maintain here 543 Kelvin. 543 Kelvin, then corresponding aldehyde will be formed. SCHO means one carbon is there, so one carbon atom aldehyde, then hydrogen, and will go to the form of water. And now it is balanced: carbon 1, hydrogen 4, 2 plus 2 4, oxygen 2. It is balanced. In the same way, if you take C2H6 ethane mixed with oxygen, then molybdenum oxide 543 Kelvin, 100 atm, this will form acetaldehyde plus S2. This one is methanol, that one is ethane. This one is ethane, that one is methane. Now the third one, that higher alkanes, when they are heated with magnesium stearate, they will give corresponding acid. So higher alkanes heated with manganese stearate, they will be converted to higher fatty acid. Just to see, CH3, CH2, N is there, CH3. Then oxygen, manganese stearate, it is converted to corresponding fatty acid. So this CH3, CH2, C double OH. Now hydrogen here, 3 are there, one is consumed, one is here. Now hydrogen 3, balance oxygen 3 you are getting. So you can write here 3 by 2. Then afterward you can multiply whole equation by 2. Now fourth one is this alkanes having the tertiary hydrogen atom. Alkanes having tertiary hydrogen atom, when they are treated with K1O4, they are converted to alcohol. So alkanes having tertiary hydrogen atom, alkanes having tertiary hydrogen atom, when they are treated with KMnO4, they are converted to alcohol. They are converted to alcohol. So just to see this compound, you are familiar. In your book it is written neobutane, but I want to tell you neobutane is not possible. Neopentane is possible. So in the book that printing mistake is there. secondary carbon, tertiary carbon and quaternary carbon. The carbon atom which is attached to one carbon or no carbon, that carbon is called primary carbon. The carbon atom which is attached to two carbon atoms called secondary. The carbon atom which is bonded three carbon atoms called tertiary. The carbon atom which is attached to four carbon quaternary. So for us tertiary is important. So just you see this carbon, it is bonded to three carbon atoms. So that's why this carbon is tertiary carbon. And the hydrogen atom attached to tertiary carbon, that is called tertiary hydrogen. So this hydrogen is also tertiary hydrogen. So when you take K1O4, usually alkanes, they resist the oxidation, but the alkanes having the tertiary hydrogen, they can be converted to alcohol. So this K1O4, this tertiary hydrogen, it is converted to corresponding alcohol. So this third butanol, tertiary, this is the third butanol. So this is about catalytic oxidation. Now next one is fragmentation or pyrolysis or cracking. Now next one is fragmentation, pyrolysis or cracking. So fragmentation, pyrolysis or cracking. So when higher alkanes or organic compounds are heated in absence of air, they are converted to a smaller molecule. When alkanes, higher alkanes, when higher alkanes are organic compounds are heated in absence of air, bigger molecules are converted to smaller molecules. This process is called pyrolysis. This process is called pyrolysis. So just to see, this ethane is there. Ethane is heated and is converted to propane. This is propane is there. That one is propane. When it is heated, propane is converted to propene. This one is propene, ethene, methane, and hydrogen. So this propane molecule is converted into the smaller molecules that 8, 17 Kelvin. Like this many reactions are written. So how it is useful for you? You must have studied that oil gas or petrol gas. Nowadays you are going in chemistry lab, you are getting gas in your burner, that LPG gas is LPG. But as you know, if you go through the 30-year So at that time we were using this oil gas or petrol gas in our laboratory as a substitute of LPG gas. So by the process of cracking, for preparation of oil gas, kerosene is required, and for preparation of petrol gas, petrol is required. So in wherever this chemistry lab was there, in that school or any establishment, that one room was there. In that room, cracking plant was there. So they were putting the kerosene oil, and then by the process of cracking, oil gas is produced, and that oil gas is supplied in chemistry lab. Then we were using in burner. But nowadays we are getting LPG gas, so that's why we are not using oil gas or cracking gas. Something you can mark in your book. Just to go to the page number 831. Fragmentation, pyrolysis or cracking. The decomposition of a compound by heat is called pyrolysis or thermal decomposition. This process, when applied to alkane, is known as cracking, since cracking involves the breaking of large alkane molecules into smaller alkane and alkene molecule. The process is also known as fragmentation. Then some reactions are given, one I have written, rest you can do from your book. Then pyrolysis of alkane is a free radical reaction. Pyrolysis of alkane is a useful process. It is employed for preparation of oil gas or petrol gas from kerosene, oil or petrol. For example, dodecane, a constituent of kerosene oil, on heating to 973 Kelvin in presence of platinum, palladium or nickel gives mixture of heptane and pentane. So this you can study, not very much important, but since it's given a syllabus, so you can study. Mechanism is not in a syllabus, so you can leave it. Next one is isomerization. Next one is isomerization. So what is isomerization? So isomerization, the process of conversion of one isomer into another isomer is called isomerization. So isomerization, the process of conversion of one isomer into another isomer is called isomerization. The process of conversion of one isomer into another isomer is called isomerization. So when this N-butane is heated, it is heated with aluminium chloride as a catalyst and HCl, that will give isobutane. So this you are getting that isobutane. So these two compounds are required, then 448 Kelvin and 35. This 448 Kelvin temperature and 35 atm pressure. So when this N-butane is heated with aluminium chloride and HCl, 448 Kelvin temperature, 35 atm, then N-butane is converted to isobutane. As you know, both are isomer, structural isomer. That's why this process is called isomerization. Next one is aromatization. What is aromatization? The process of conversion of aliphatic compound to the aromatic compound. The process of conversion aromatic compound is called aromatization. So just you see, if you take alkane that contains at least 6 carbon atoms, because the first compound of this aromatic is the benzene derivative. So if you take alkane that contains 6 or more than 6 carbon atoms, if you heat it, that will be converted into the benzene or benzene derivative. So alkanes having 6 to 8 carbon atoms heated with suitable catalyst, it is converted to benzene or its derivative. Its derivative is derivative of benzene. So first of all, I am taking N-hexane. So this compound is N-hexane. What is the molecular formula of the N-hexane? C6, 6 to the 12 plus 2, 14. When it is passed through aluminium oxide and chromium oxide, and temperature is 70 Kelvin. So this hexane is converted to benzene. Benzene is, this one is CH. So that we will get benzene. This compound is benzene. What is the molecular formula of benzene? That C6S6. So now you count C6. How many atoms more? 8 atoms means 4 molecules. So this alkane having 6 to 8 carbon atom heated to suitable catalyst, it is converted to benzene or benzene derivatives by dehydrogenation process. So hydrogen is removed, that's why it is called dehydrogenation. And this one is very important reaction. Only 2 reactions are there by that one. You can go from aliphatic to aromatic. One is this one you are studying now, and then one you will study alkynes, acetylene to benzene conversion is given. So this one you have seen hexane. Now I am going to take heptane, as I told you that you will get benzene or benzene derivatives. So when you take that heptane, then just to see what compound you will get. So heptane formula is this CH3, CH2, 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 CH3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one is N-heptane. What is the molecular formula? C7H, 7 to the 14 to 16. When it is heated with a suitable catalyst, it is converted to benzene derivative. What is the benzene derivative? Just you see. This one is benzene derivative. This is called toluene. Toluene, and formula will be C7H538. Now just to see how many hydrogens more, 8 are more, then 4 molecules. 4 molecules, hydrogen are removed, and the condition is platinum and 873. Platinum 873. So this process is called dehydrogenation because hydrogen molecules are removed from there. So by this way, here heptane you have taken, there you are getting the toluene. So this is the benzene derivative. So now this chemical properties are over. Now you can take the review exercise. Question 13.3. 13.3. These are the important questions. 13.3, 13.6, 13.6 and 13.7. So you have to solve all the questions. I am not telling that don't solve it, but these 3 questions are important. So because conversion is given, this is the first time you are studying the conversion. What do you mean by conversion? To convert one compound into another compound is called conversion. So this 13.3 is given that how do you prepare propane from propene. So this you have to get the propane from propene. So this one is propene, is very simple. This one is propene, react with hydrogen in the presence of the nickel catalyst. This will form propane. So by hydrogenation process, you can get propane. Now the second one is that from propyl bromide, this propyl bromide is given. So it is very simple. Just to react with magnesium, Grignard reagent, you can make dry ether. This will form C3H7 FeBr. Now you can react with water. So C3H7 MgBr react with water. So this will, by this way the breaking will be there. So this will form C3H8 and FeOHBr. So this you are getting propane. Now the third one is you have to get the propane from butanoic acid. So this butanoic acid is there. Decarboxylation reaction you can apply CH. This butanoic acid first of all react with sodium hydroxide. So when you react with sodium hydroxide, this will form sodium butanoate. Sodium butanoate plus water. And this sodium butanoate is heated with soda lime. So this sodium butanoate is heated with soda lime, that calcium oxide. Then by decarboxylation reaction, you will get propane. So here you are getting CH3, CH2, CH3 plus Na2 CO3. So you are getting the propane. Now question 13.6. 13.6. What happens means here only chemical reaction you have to write. Sodium acetate is heated with soda lime. So you are familiar. This sodium acetate is heated with soda lime. So when sodium acetate is heated with soda lime, you will get alkane. So this will form CH4 Na2 CO3. Now the second one is that ethyl bromide is treated with zinc and HCl. So this ethyl bromide is there. This is zinc and HCl. So that will work as a mixing agent. That will give the two hydrogen. One will be here, one will be here. So this you will get C2H6 plus HBr. Now the third one is that methane is not in insufficient supply of oxygen, just now I mentioned, carbon monoxide and water vapor. Then fourth one, a mixture of acetylene and hydrogen gas is passed. So this fourth one, hydrogenation process will be there. This acetylene combined with two molecules of hydrogen in the presence of the nickel catalyst, this will form ethane. So now last one, 13.7. Now 13.3 you have seen, 13.6 you have seen, now 13.7. So such time the questions asked in your paper, so very few students are getting the mark because they are not doing the practice. So practice is required here. Name the product obtained on treating mixture of methyl bromide and ethyl bromide. Methyl bromide and ethyl bromide. Ethyl bromide, dry ether. Methyl bromide and ethyl bromide. This sodium presence of ether. So this four reaction will be there. So three products will be formed. So first one is CH3, C2H5. This one is propane. A mixture of three alkanes will be there. This next one is CH3, ethane, and then two molecules of this one, C2H5, butane. So mixture of three alkanes will be formed. So this alkane is over. In the next video, we will study the alkenes.